first start of the playoffs. But he has actually played well the first two games. In fact, he may have been their best player in game two. J.R. Smith's first.
It's really hard.
Meanwhile, during that last timeout, that Lowry long-distance shot was ruled as Smith misses that one.
Ran out of gas in Cleveland, and again spending a lot of time defensively on LeBron James. Morris has scored the last 7 for the Pistons. J.R. Smith, quick release.
Oh my goodness! Dellavedova, Fry, James, Jefferson, and Shumpert right now out there for Cleveland. Fry wide open. Johnson guarding James. They float it up, and Jefferson throws it.
Guys, their feet got tangled and he stumbled. The crowd just getting a look at it.
Backdoor Jefferson.
Trap that pick and roll. Get the ball out of his hands.
Patterson is on James. They lob it into Jefferson. James, nice feed inside. Jefferson back out to Fry. Fakes, fires, hits again. Games winning 2 game 7s against Indiana in the first round, Miami in the second round. Nice pass. Irving backs it in. What a
foot to, as we've seen Golden State do with Draymond Green, play 4-on-3 and then push the ball.
Dellavedova. Fry again. Channing Fry.
We've seen during the course of this series feels very comfortable backing in same size guard.
Alley-oop to James. Dellavedova. The score for Toronto so far.
And here's the set that they got crushed on to start the fourth quarter.
Dellavedova to James.
Those screens to make the traps harder.
James hands off. Dellavedova then sets the screen. Dellavedova.
A lot of intensity. We just got to get to their bodies, make it tough for them. They're going to make some shots, though.
Conversely, on the offensive end, what are you seeing there?
And his intensity for his profession has always been so much fun to watch. Love kicks it out to Jefferson. And Jefferson.
Point, but he has 6 assists coming off that bench.
When Detroit came out after the halftime break, went on a 7-0 run to start the third quarter. They led by 5, and it was an all-downhill since.
And Tim Hardaway Jr., that's the 5 for Atlanta, starting this second quarter. Game 1, round 2, here in these Eastern Conference semifinals. Dellavedova, LeBron, pick and roll.
Cleveland with the fouling, Andre Drummond away from the ball. He is 1 for 6 on the free throw line. How difficult is that for you to put him on the bench?
Well, it's difficult, but you know, we can do this.
Vulnerable time right now for the Pistons and their bench.
Baines, Blake, Johnson, and Tolliver. 4 reserves out there. James gets inside, gets hit. Hope this thing evolved into a bowling discussion, but I'll take full responsibility.
Well, don't bring it up then.
Dellavedova. James straight on 3.
To find some guys that can come off the bench to play some big-time minutes for them to give these starters some rest, because once they go to their bench, if they're not going well, they lose the lead.
Here's Fry for 3. Got it.
Burke had 15 assists for 35 points from his team. They shot 15 of 18 on his assists. An incredible number.
Nowitzki gets to the basket.
Elbow, so that it will put him on the line. Don't give him an easy layup. Make him make the 2,000. That was automatic.
Playoff basketball.
That's
no
right.
layups, right?
That's right.
Nowitzki with the hit.
I think for the Thunder, that's a good play, but not sure if you want to have Kander shooting 3-pointers. Got to find a way to get some baskets throughout your offense, run offense. They're good.
Pass inside. Fry got caught.
Extra effort. You get beat, you get back into the picture, and they close out with a great contest of Shumpert.
Iguodala finds Green. Layup is good.
For Oklahoma City, Kevin Durant 0 for 6 from beyond that 3-point line. Here is Thompson, has been on fire, and he hits it. Although he and Steve Kerr insist he is okay physically. Here's Thompson with the step on Robertson. They swing it. Barnes. Yes.
39%. Is it the Cavaliers' strategy? Is it the personnel? Why they're so effective
and making it difficult to score as Barnes gets inside.
Cut with.
Curry to Thompson. J.R. Smith forces him off the line. Thompson drives, clutches. 3-point Golden State lead. Azili drives underneath. Layup.
Was in your seat doing the color commentary for TNT. We always used to have these extensive, unnecessary discussions. Well, here we go. We're coming up on 5 minutes remaining. The winner advances to the NBA Finals. Thompson for 3.
Practicing this time of year. So, guys, definitely something to keep an eye out as the game goes on. Marv?
All right, thank you, Jamie. How about that
Point guard Plumlee.
Yes. They said Plumlee going the distance. Here's Redick again.
He's been an MVP in 2007, Finals MVP in 2011 when he won his championship. He's the number 6 all-time scorer, number 15 all to play.
Is this team sticking to their identity? If you remember years past, they were a defensive team.
Offense with Dirk on the bench to need guys muster before he gets back into this game.
Westbrook using the Adams screen for the pull-up.
Mills a valuable backup, but he has struggled shooting in this series. Westbrook out to Robertson. Robertson puts it up. And
from the free throw line. Smart move by Donovan. Golden State 4 of 10 at the line in the second quarter. Durant.
Tim Duncan able to knock that one down. Duncan, who has really struggled offensively. It's his first shot. Durant.
We know that there's a certain formula you have to follow to play this team at this stage. Durant.
Although the Blazers have led on a couple of occasions by as many as 8. Clippers got within a point. Nice pass inside.
Again, a very, very good pin-down player. Gets the ball, shoots it quick, and he's making the shots right now.
McCollum on a catch and shoot.
To grow and to age gracefully in this game. I would love to see the same thing in Dallas. Can you imagine if Dirk Nowitzki had someone down there that could score more than he does? So this just shows how having a teammate that can do this.
Please, Mike Conley and an Achilles injury, the broken foot for Marc Gasol, the reason those players no longer available.
Well, also Brandon Wright at 6'10".
Yes.
They expected him to be their starting center if Gasol went down.
Tightrope the sideline, draw 2 defenders, and find Haslam for the uncontested layup. That was their first field goal of the fourth quarter. DeRozan has been conspicuous by his
passing is brilliant. We got to do it for 48 minutes. Talk about your defense. Looked like they know the magnitude of this game, pushing them way out of the perimeter, and you force 4 early turnovers.
We'll take it right off the bat. On top is Millsap. The bigs, including Horford, Millsap, they have got to make their presence felt. Korver with a 2. James with 23, 19 for Irving. Love with 17 and 11 rebounds. And the right shoulder seems to be okay. In the corner, it's Millsap with a...
We're going to see a better effort at the defensive end for the Thunder in that game. Got blown out in game 1.
Pass by Schroeder and a...
the leading scorer in that first-round series versus Detroit. For those of you, I know you're a little surprised that it's not LeBron James, but Irving with those 27 points.
Little days more inside.
Here at Phillips Arena. Jeff Teague, the Hawk point guard, averaged 16.6 assists during the regular year. Teague hits a cutting Bazemore. And Kent Bazemore
trying to do the same here. Like a different result in the Eastern Conference Finals that year. They lost to Orlando in 6. Lakers going.
Oh, there he is, wide open.
Bazemore inside for
Brad. He lowered expectations. He said we're in a rebuilding process. He supported him at every turn. There's execution coming.
At times he's been good, but I think our offense it needs to be better. But I think Boston's, you got to give them credit. They're making it difficult on us. But I think if we make the simple pass and we'll get...
And this young team fighting its way back. That's something that's always been a concern for Brad Stevens, but he understands the significance, obviously, of the playoffs, especially in front of these home fans, getting the fans engaged early.
It's a crowded three. He's hit one from downtown. He knocks that one in right there. A couple threes for Crowder.
Teams continue. They've won 14 straight Eastern Conference playoff games.
How about the extra games that he plays every single season and then comes back fresh and
12 of 17. 3-point Cavaliers lead. Love finds James, who got free, and an easy 2. 8 of 10 from the field. He's got 16 points. Green gets up on Kevin Love. Barbosa's guarding LeBron James. And a mismatch.
Way to jinx it.
1 out of 2. And the Pistons by 2. J.R. Smith and Irving, and looking up top for LeBron James.
Clock and game clock. James drives down the lane, an easy 2 and a...
Bob Johnson back in 2010.
That was the first commitment, to put the money up to buy the team.
Lynn, pretty wraparound feeds.
They were down 12 in game 2. They lead to open up the third quarter here in game 5. Jefferson.
Venus Mike Fratello, Rebecca Harlow back with you in Miami. 5:20 to play, third quarter. Largest lead of the night for Miami if you've just joined us. Hornets offense has hit a wall. They've missed 7 straight shots before.
So the timeout taken. Daniels, Lynn, Batum, Kaminsky, and Jefferson 5 on the floor for Charlotte. Batum, tough shot.
Kemba Walker has only taken 3 shots. The keys to getting him started.
Pick and roll game. Get right back to his pick and roll game, not just bread and butter.
Steve, thank you. Mike.
All right, Doris. Marvin Williams.
They got through the first quarter, but I think our guys have come out and they've been pretty focused.
As this game continues, especially late if we get into a tight game, how much attention will you pay to passing, really ball movement, trying to make sure you guys get good shots? And the scoring for Oklahoma City has gotten progressively better. 27 points in the opening quarter, 31 in the second, 39 in the third. Suddenly acceleration.
And basically making a post-up from any position with his size.
Remember that note we told you about? Westbrook leading the NBA in turnovers in the fourth quarter. That was a big one. Matthews for 3. And Matthews
in rebounding. And somebody who can athletically get in front, stop some of the wing guys in the league. Anderson has given them that. Harris.
What is the right pace against the Thunder?
The right pace is to make some shots. We've had some pretty good looks. We got to stay with it. I'm a little concerned about the rebounding.
Now C.J. McCollum got a chance to play and perform, then ended up winning Most Improved Player.
Incredible job. He's going to be right there for Coach of the Year, Terry Stotts, along with Steve Clifford and Luke Walton and Steve Kerr combined.
Here's Nowitzki working on Ibaka. Foul, count it!
Game 4, a 119-108 victory in Dallas for the Thunder. They shot 53% on Saturday night. Lob it upstairs. Anderson.
They switched J.R. Smith onto Reggie Jackson so they could switch pick and rolls. A bigger body.
So who's going to take the big shot? Caldwell Pope.
Morris. Quick spin move. Gets inside. Out to Caldwell Pope.
Away we go. Great scene here before the game with the MVP presentation. The commissioner, Adam Silver, is here.
Green is going to start on Robertson at the defensive end with Klay Thompson guarding Serge Ibaka.
Well, that means that Green will be able to roll quite a bit to lead.
The fact that the way that they play here is so unselfish, it accelerates their production, which is terrific.
Gibson, Varejao, Leandro Barbosa, Andre Iguodala off that bench are in.
State until Plumlee's basket. Portland led by 10 at the half. 5-point deficit for the Warriors with the ball. Draymond Green steps back. That's a 3 points.
And they have completely blitzed Indiana. It's a 23-2 run. George for the answer. Can't get it to go.
Bounce getting into the paint. Stuckey did a nice job a couple times penetrating and kicked it out to George Hill.
Let's see what Vogel drew up for that timeout. Boy Allen on the floor as well. Down in the corner, C.J. Miles can't hit it.
Nice some passes, so get some backdoor, get some layups, and open it up a little bit for ourselves.
The lead from Rahimi and a foul.
A foul in the backcourt. Ellis
swing left, looking in deep. George trying to take Carroll off the screen. George works then to the near side, receive the ball. Carroll closes out. George misses the three.
To 7, 3 games to 2. A game 7 would be Sunday in Toronto. It's a 7-point Indiana lead. And remember, the Pacers scored 9 points in the fourth quarter of game 5, blowing a 13-point lead to lose. Stuckey finds George underneath and called George.
He's taken one shot in this fourth quarter. The Pacers have made just one shot in this fourth quarter. That was C.J. Miles. And now George, a little spin, gets it to...
Professional villain. Under 2 minutes to go. Pacers with the ball in control. Paul George has been the story of the second half for the Pacers, and Monte.
So an 11-point Pacer lead. Pacers started the quarter with a 15-point lead, and then DeRozan scored the first 8.
So that's his third field goal.
Nice play coming out of halftime by Terry Stotts, getting a wide open layup from the column.
Here is Paul. Again, no far. Coming up next, Clippers in Portland, 4 against 5. On paper, it looks like it's got some competitive value. Hairston.
Trust that your teammates can take those shots and knock them down and get you some confidence.
94-69 Miami. Johnson, drop step.
A little cushion here in the fourth.
Thanks.
All right, Rebecca, Steve Clifford getting his first postseason win as a head coach on Saturday. And his squad even this series. Justice Winslow.
I think he'll be ready to go. But if not, Stat gave us some good minutes right there. It's whatever it takes at this point.
You also told me prior to this game that your veterans had been there and done that when it comes to a 7.
Goran Dragic, 26 points to lead the Heat. This season, Miami was 3-3 in overtime. Toronto was 3-1. Johnson against Carroll. Johnson trying to take the baseline. Short pop. He gets the
second half. Charlotte was shooting 56% at halftime. Now they're down 43% from the floor. A major improvement.
This is Dwayne Wade, 17 points, builds.
Kaminsky in his very first playoff start at 15. And a big second half. And one of the victories in Charlotte. Richardson throws it behind. Whiteside!
16 lead changes. 8 of those this quarter. Oklahoma City has a foul to give. And note that Oklahoma City is in the bonus. Westbrook for 3 in the lead. And Westbrook 2 strong.
Blown leads.
They got to get one up quick. Durant for 3. Go!
11 points. 29 points in all. Final minute of play. Here's Durant. They just let him.
30 seconds left. 6-point lead for the Heat. Valanciunas backdoor. Carroll.
He had somebody on his side of the floor as well.
Chris Paul. They don't need a 3 here. Redick fires one.
Portland, but that time he was aggressive to the rack. Scores a big bucket. Warriors ball down 3. Curry kicks it out. Here's Barnes for 3. And
when Charlotte goes back home in their building with their crowd, you have to win on the road, which is tough to do in the NBA. But this Miami team has a chance.
And Fry.
Diambo's got to stay connected to Fry.
Trying to get it to Irving. Lowry on him. James goes to the corner. James drives, kicks it out left corner for Smith. Smith missed by rebound.
Starters, Damian Lillard, CJ McCollum, most improved.
And now it's Blake Griffin back for the Clippers holiday fair. The inbound into Sullinger. Here's Thomas. Let's fly. It's short on the 3. A collision. Thomas gets it back. Here's Crowder for 3. Good with 6.6 left. It's a 2-point game. The inbound.
Both ends of the floor here in the last 3 minutes. It's been exciting to watch.
Millsap to trigger. Korver is back in, the great three-point shooter. Schroeder from the top. Goes to the basket. Around Dellavedova. It's a 1-point.